Back with more Mono-U Tron action. I made a couple more edits to the sideboard, replacing the Bottle Gnomes with Spellskite, considering that I am now more willing than before to perhaps invest money in this deck. This hand looks great. This is a turn 3 Thought Knot, so I'm going to keep this. Trying to think of a significant downside of this hand. I mean, I have the Thirst for Knowledge. There isn't any counter magic in here, which does make it a little bit weak, but I think that it's going to be fairly good. Let's see what we're up against. Turn 1, Bloodstained Mire. Just pass the turn for him. Bloodstained Mire into what exactly? Swamp. So are we playing 8-rack or... Okay, Inquisition. Real hand to Utsunari, which is kind of a cool name. Don't know how exactly he drew after... Oh, okay. He just got confused on starting stuff. That's fine. Okay. Smart play on his part, considering how the rest of my hand kind of shaped up. He did not want to be turn 3 Thought Knot, and I understand that. Perhaps that's because he's on... If he's on 8-rack, he's not. He's on some sort of control. So really what he wanted to do is prevent me from playing something that was going to get me to Thought Knot before he could counter it with like a mana leak or something. So it looks like maybe it's Fae. It can also just be like an Esper control deck. I've played against a couple of those. Oh, and maybe Grixis Control, question mark? No evidence suggesting that, let's see, Myers and Tarn. So it is most likely Grixis Control. With that realization, we definitely will not be trying to Thought Knot this turn, because we do need the creature. So I think we just wait, and the next turn, or at the end of his turn, Thirst for Knowledge, see if he wants to respond to that. Yeah. So it is Grixis Control, so we are playing against a tiered deck, which is good, because a lot of times, like the last time I did play, I did make a competitive room, and the last video I posted was a guy on kind of a brew, which is fine, and it was a good brew. It just wasn't quite perhaps at the same tier level. Let's see if we can get by with the Thirst. He's going to let it resolve because he knows I would Thought Knot him next turn. Not too worried about Oblivion Stone. He's not going to be running many permanents, at least not in these early stages, so... Okay, so let's try to Thought Knot. See what he plays out. ETB still triggers, right? Okay, so he's going to draw a card first. That doesn't make any sense to me, why he would want to do it that way. Ew. This is tough. Let's see what I have in hand. He's got Terminating Inquisition in the graveyard, which makes Snapcaster nice, right? Piankia is just a good overall threat. Lightning Bolt, I'm not worried about. Inquisition is not fun, but it is survivable. It's between Snapcaster and Tasigur, I think. Snapcaster's a one-shot type thing. It's good, of course. But Tasigur is kind of residual. Well, let's think of the kind of things he wants to do this turn. Next turn, he might want to Piankia, or he might want a Snapcaster. I don't see him wanting to exile his entire graveyard to cast Tasigur. And if he does, then I can still remand it and make it useless. So maybe Snapcaster is the best one. We'll take Snapcaster. That was a tougher decision, but I think that's the right one. So he's going to fetch, find something. Probably Blood Crypt? No, he wants another blue source because he's probably got Cryptic in this deck. So it's probably, yeah. So it looks like he's setting up for Piankia, which is fine-ish. I guess what he does here is Inquisitions first, right? I'm going to reveal my hand. And then he's going to decide whether or not he wants to play out Piankia. He'll see that I have a lot of stuff that's good and not want to play Piankia. Yep, Remand makes sense. Because he can play Tasigur for like 2. So maybe it was right to take Tasigur. I kind of misjudged his mana, what his mana would look like. But yeah, he's going to have Tasigur out. I meant to exile the graveyard, not the hand, but... Are you going to exile all 3 lands? This is rather unfortunate, but certainly not the end of the world. Like, I'm still in the game, for sure. Mirror Pool's not bad. That's going to kind of push me toward condescending this turn or doing something with counter magic so that I can Thirst for Knowledge and sack the Mirror Pool, drawing 6 cards and discarding 2, hopefully 2. Which I actually have the mana for too right now, so I wonder, I haven't looked at the newer Grixis Control decks, but I begin to wonder if they're running Kalitas. I would imagine they are. I don't know, I think it's probably better to Thirst here. Throw away an Expedition map. Okay, so our mana's looking great. Oops, wrong thing. The unfortunate part of our hand right now, right, is that Tasigur is going to provide some great card advantage for my opponent. He's also got Creeping Tar Pit, which is just annoying, to be honest. Yep. So he's looking to get Terminate back. I'll give him Serum Visions. I think. Is Serum Visions less powerful than Terminate? No, I think the Terminate's the least threatening of those. Just because my threats, when I get them, are actually quite resilient. My problem right now is that Tasigur is kind of a pain in the butt. It's a 4 or 5 that's generating card advantage. I probably misplayed the Thought Knot. Probably should have taken out the Tassiger, but like I said, I kind of misjudged his mana, and that kind of stunk. So 7. Go to 6. It doesn't have like hexproof or anything, right? Just unblockable, which is kind of a pain, but let's go ahead and view library, find our... Well, let's strategize here. We don't die next turn if we kill the Tassiger. Or, I mean, if we kill the Creeping Tar Pit with our Ghost Quarter. So Ghost Quarter actually seems better. Just sheerly for the purpose of staying alive. I don't want him to untap with Tassiger, I don't think. Then again, if he activates the Tar Pit, I think it's better to let him activate, kill the Tar Pit, and then... Okay, so he's only attacking with that. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. For the repeal. Okay, so we hit yet another mine. Another repeal is fine. Okay, well, it's not exactly ideal, but what? What? No. Alright, so playing out Tasker most likely. Okay. Now, to stay alive, first of all, it'd be really great to draw a power plant. That's not a power plant. I guess we just try to repeal again. Yeah. A mana leak is good. That's actually really good in this position. Yeah, I can counter Tassiger. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7. Okay, so I can still counter Tassiger with mana leak. Okay, Pia and Kia. A little bit of a different story. Okay. Actually, wait. Okay. Um, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. We would still easily have enough to mirror pool it, so I'm going to throw away a mana leak and a condescend. Pass, untap, upkeep, draw. One, 2, 3, 4, 5. We can still sack the mirror pool, make another platinum angel. The problem is, of course, that he has terminate in hand, and he can easily just terminate, sack both of those. I guess what I can do is do this. Dismember the Piakia. So I go to 0 life. Here we are, very uncomfortably alive. Whew, this is quite frightening. Is that enough? It's a little bit terrifying. No! Yep, we're dead. Okay, so, alright. So definitely Dispel, definitely Negates. Alright, now what else do I actually want against a control deck? Maybe the Spell Skites? So those 4 seem good. Repeal was weak, right? I'd much rather have a Dismember. And do I want 2 Dismembers? That's another question I need to ask. Take out a Mindslaver. So Mirror Pool almost did it that time, right? I think we could take out a Signet. Wormcoil seemed very good. I guess, I don't know, this is a pretty aggressive version. I guess I can take out a one of each. No, I want the counter spells. Maybe just a Signet and an Expedition map. I'm not sure on that, but seems okay. That's not great. Yeah, we'll keep that. Condescend is not a blue mana, so we're just going to move to the bottom. Alright, so main 1. We have Natural Tron in hand that's pretty hard for me to just pass up. Sweet. Let's see if he's got the Spell Snare. Can't imagine why he'd really want Spell Snare in this matchup. I mean, how many? Nope. Okay, so it just gets the bolt out of the way so that I can't redirect it to Skite. That's fine. Let's see. He doesn't have any hand disruption. So we'll just play out our natural Tron. Remand? Okay, so we'll take out one Snapcaster. Okay, so now we're actually in quite a great place. Yeah, I'm pleasantly surprised with, I guess, not really pleasantly surprised at the way he kept, but it seems to really work in my favor. So the reason I countered the Snapcaster is because he was going to Snapcaster, block, and then bolt it, or like bolt, then block, draw a card, which I didn't really want to happen. I could Skite the bolt, but that means he top decked a land, played out the Snapcaster. He's got 2 lands and an unknown in hand. And Spellburst seems to really just put this game away for me, honestly. I just don't see how you can come back. In this game, obviously a Thought-Knot Seer could have been anything else and still been great. Just because I had Natural Tron so quickly. But it seems that even if I had taken an extra turn to get there, it would have been pretty sweet. Yeah. That was probably about the right time to concede for my opponent. This hand is a little bit less keepable, but still seems good, so I'll try it, because this is a turn 2 Spellskite, which is still very strong. Okay, maybe it's not a turn 2 Spellskite. If it's not, right, like if he takes out the Spellskite, then I can always Expedition Map instead on turn 2. He's sitting with this one rather hard, knowing that the rest of my hand is fairly strong, but I think that I take the Skite here just because it's an early play and you're hoping to draw into answers for the later ones. Okay, so Expedition Map is, I mean, also, I think you needed to take Skite or Expedition Map there. If I were in that position, that's what I would have taken. So we'll start with the Mirror Pool. The reason I do that is because it's the only tap land I have. And playing at any later time really kind of just messes up my tempo. Okay, Visions. That's fine. Okay, so he's going to pass with 1 mana up. What kind of things might he do with that? Turns out to be a really good decision on his part to get rid of the map, because I would have gotten into Natural Tron quite quickly and then had Worm Coils, which is fairly threatening. I mean, that's the thing. He could have Thought Seized away a Worm Coil. That would have been acceptable. I think that taking the early play away is better, so I think that he made the right decision. But if I draw into Natural Tron like I just did, it makes it a little bit unfair in the sense that now I have this, crazy threat that I can replicate with Mirror Pool, so I can end up with 3 Wormcoil engines if I get there. So, and I think that we can get there with the mana leak. So, yeah, I think mana leak really makes this hand just stellar. So now we go in a remand. So things are looking up for us. We have 1 floating mana. So my opponent reacting kind of the same way that I would react if someone, top decked all the Tron pieces. It's really messed up. So it resolves. I'm just going to end my turn. I think we'll remand it. If he counters, that's fine. Because that means he's countering so that I can still get 6. I still have 6 power on the board. That's fine. So what kind of stinks about this, right, is that now the Spellskite and the so the Spellskite's gone, which means that I can't just use its ability to counter things. I have to actually counter them. But I mean, the positive is that there's just not many ways to kill Wormcoil in Grixis colors and just have it stay dead. Yeah, next turn I can swing for 18. So there you have it. We win in 3 against Grixis Control. Like you said, it was kind of messed up that I was able to draw Tron naturally, but every once in a while that happens, and you just delight in that sort of luck. So thanks for watching, guys. I'll see you next.